Welcome back, my computer duders. On this episode, I'm going to spend a good half hour ranting about games I want to see in VR. That's what you came for. Don't lie about what this is. We both know what this is. It's not like you came here to watch me play virtual Legos for half an hour. I mean, who would do that? But StarCraft 2. I've been saying this forever. I want StarCraft 2 in VR or something equally complex. All the RTSs so far have been dumbed down. I don't know why they think they need to do that. I don't think it's necessary to dumb down gameplay in order to make the controls approachable and natural for VR. I think they got it in their heads that it was necessary to do both and that they were the same thing. That's not the case though. Oh yeah, Dusk, that indie Quake clone. Basically, it's trying to recreate the feels of original Quake. I want that in VR yesterday. It's really criminal that that doesn't have any VR support. Because one of the things that really attracted me about VR way back in the 90s was that you could use the Forte VFX 1 to play Quake. And I couldn't imagine anything cooler than that. Like, even boobs. I mean, I was like 14 at the time, so my tiny brain could only imagine one boob at a time. In fairness, they were big. So it took a lot of brain power, even just to imagine the one of them. But yeah, the concept, the fucking concept of using a Forte VFX 1 to play Quake, which is the most graphically resplendent game of the time, it was just strained my comprehension. And so when I was finally able to play Quake in VR for the first time, which was, I think, on cardboard, using one of the nicer plastic viewers and a gamepad, it was just revelatory. Would you not? Can you not see I'm low on oxygen? Inconsiderate. Your spinning does not amuse me. This motion does not seem right. Nobody attacks with a trident like this. It should be like a stabbing motion. It should just go forward like a foot and then come back. So yeah, there's been a revival of indie first-person shooters that are trying to capitalize on nostalgia. I want to see them all VR capable. Because in the 90s, that was sort of part of our concept of the future, was playing the first-person shooters at the time that we knew then in VR. And a lot of them had support for the old VR equipment. Like Hexen supported the Forte VFX 1. I don't think Doom ever did. I know Quake did. I know Duke 3D did. I know Rise of the Triad did. Descent did. That's when everybody thought VR was finally going to be a thing. The only problem was it sucked. It was like $700 and it was not good. It's still expensive, but it's actually good now. Although I will be honest and say that it was disappointing when I tried the DK2 and I was expecting it to fully envelop my field of vision, because I thought, what's the point of bringing VR back if it doesn't have a fully immersive field of view? Once I got over that, though, and I was able to appreciate how much better it was than anything that had come before. I don't want to waste your time just fucking mining this episode. I'm going to start building, don't worry. As soon as I get this remainder mined away. And at some point I'm going to replace everything down there with sand so that it doesn't look so shitty. I didn't used to care about that. I used to just completely ravage the seafloor around my own base. I was as destructive to the seafloor as I was to the surface. It was, all just went into building the structure. But then now that there's actual nice scenery out there, I don't want to ruin it. That's enough for now. I'm gonna get started building, and if there's not enough space, then I'll mine more of it. I wonder how big a dome I can build. Probably not very. Doesn't look like it. This thing does not want to hit. Let's see. Why am I putting down tile? This is going to be a nature dome. I need to destroy almost everything I just put down. Well, that complicates things, because now I need full blocks. Let's put all these away. I completely forgot about that. Now what I need are these. I should smelt more stone while I'm here. Where the fuck is my coal? God damn it. So what another thing I've been watching recently is Dark, which is a sort of weird, it's like the German equivalent of Stranger Things. And you know, Germans are not good at being funny, but they're very good at being creepy. So it's as good as you would expect it to be. Please don't come and kill me, Germans. Yeah, haha, we won't kill you. We won't come to your house and put our penises in your mouth while you are sleeping and take pictures for Instagram. No. That's not something we would do. Or have already done. No, no, it's a nightmare again. It's a creepy German nightmare. Good enough. It's gonna take a fucking lot of materials. What have I gotten myself into? It's gonna take more dirt than anything else. And of course, I need to smelt sand, and I'm not getting as much sand as I thought I would from the seafloor. I don't like getting it from the seafloor either because it makes everything look ugly. Let's see. I'm not sure if I like that. I might want to put some stuff underneath it. It's gonna be weird, but it'll work. It'll prevent dirt from showing. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So if I ever manage to buy a Tesla, stop laughing. Don't laugh at my dreams. I calculated that I could make it all the way to my buddy's land party he throws every winter, which is about 185 miles away, on a single charge, even with the Model 3. And then because it's a multi-day event, the fact that he only has 120 wall outlet power to charge from wouldn't matter because that's ample time to fully charge the battery, just leaving it sitting there. Do I want to try to build a big dome? No, I don't. It's not going to work. It is not going to work. There's just not enough space. I would love to build a giant dome. It's just not fucking in the cards. I'm getting messages from somebody who doesn't understand I'm in VR. Why do they think I bought this? It's not to interact with people. So the difference between making a really large dome and making an only kind of large dome is having these be 3 long or 2 long before you go to and do that. And it makes the difference between being able to raise 5 trees at once or only 1 tree at once. I did not do that. And I wish there was more space. I think I can once I finish this dome, I can expand that way because it looks like there's plenty of room this way. It'll look kind of funky because it'll be right next to stuff already built, but that's okay. And I can expand that way a little bit. So there's still some room for expansion. This brings back memories. When you have all your gear and you're working underwater and you're totally like a native of that environment and you're not even worried about drowning because you just have so much experience at it. It feels good. It feels you're just kind of hanging weightless in this radiant blue abyss and chilling and listening to a podcast and building some huge mega structure, which is going to look awesome when it's finished and really improve the quality of life for your colonists. This was back when I had like 20 or more people working concurrently on that giant underwater city, where I learned the lesson that if there's no surface to go to, people get crazy. They get bored. For an underwater base to be meaningful, there has to be something other than underwater. It has to get you away from something, and the land has to be still be accessible so you can visit it. So there's contrast. If there's no contrast, then it's not cool. It's just the only place to live. It's gonna look like a janky, ugly dome. I hate it. That's okay though. No, go away. Go away. No. They're always trying to touch my penis. It's not even that great. Who am I lying to? It is that great. I'm trying to kid here. I should know. I do it all the time. Hee hee. At least I hope that's me. Wait a minute. That can't be my hand. Both my hands are in the game right now. I'm just going to let this happen and see where it goes. See what I mean about it using up a lot of materials? Nature domes use up a fuckload of materials, and this one's only going to grow a single tree. Starting to not feel worth it. But then there's no other way to get wood from underwater. You basically have to grow your own trees, which means you need a huge habitat that you can't even live inside of, that's dedicated to just one purpose, and that's growing a single stupid lonesome tree that takes forever to regenerate. And I can't even get what am I trying to say? Grass. Can't get grass down here until I get a silk touch pick. Because you can't get a unless I forget if it was a mod or not. There's like some other way to make a grassy dirt block now. I think you can combine seed and a dirt block. That's my roommate revving up his new dirt bike he bought off of Craigslist, which surely is not going to give him any trouble. After all, Craigslist is where you buy high quality vehicles with no problems. I wish him all the best, though, sincerely. Even if I have to listen to the engine. Yeah, this is getting pretty close. I'm going to have to demolish more of that hillside in order to finish this dome, I think. This is not how building underwater works. Nobody builds underwater. They always build the structure on land and sink it. In in principle, you could construct things underwater. You just have to do a lot of welding and then fill it with air from a compressed air source when you're done. There's a lot of advantages to that, hypothetically. Like that you don't necessarily need ballast. You could anchor it to pilings driven into the seafloor because you don't have to deal with the buoyancy until the end when you fill it with air. Is it really worth putting all this dirt down when none of it's going to have grass on it for a long time? Was the original tree dome even this big? I don't remember. I don't think it was. I might be just fooling myself, though. No, I think it was this big. This is how big the original tree dome was. Let me get rid of some of the sand. I wonder how dolphins view humans, because they're not like other sea life. They're relatively intelligent, so they must have some mythos about humans where we're like powerful wizards or some shit. Like how cats view us, except that they don't think we're here for their enjoyment and benefit. Unless you're talking about sexual benefit, in which case they do. We must all be on guard constantly against the dolphin rape menace. Could you fuck off, both of you? No, the three of you. Come on. This is really getting out of hand. And the dolphin does nothing. You useless piece of shit. I let you rape my ass for this? Well, I guess it's not rape if I let him. I mean, rape means a lot of things now. Like, I found out the next morning he wasn't a millionaire. So, I'm not going to press charges. Yeah, this just barely won't fit, so I'm going to have to carve away a little bit more. I made a good call not trying to build a larger dome size. So if it's rape to lie to a woman to get her to have sex with you, then what about makeup? What about breast implants? Also, I see shitloads of crusty fat women complaining that men are shallow and for not wanting their bodies. But isn't that just the woman equivalent of gross neck beards bitching that hot girls don't want to date them because they're gross neck beards? I don't think they see it that way, but I'm curious as to why. Because in either case, it's basically blaming the opposite sex for not finding you attractive. This is going to look ugly. I don't like it. I wish I had anticipated this problem earlier and done something about the position of the habitat. Nothing can do now except continue to destroy the ecosystem. It's going to be a little bit wild to have that much dry area to run around in after being cooped up in this little hallway for so long. But then it'll be just like it was at the old base, won't it? Except at the old base, even that little tiny ass dome that I built reached almost all the way to the surface. It was only like 5 or 6 units shy of the surface. This one's properly deep. ignore my hiccuping. Sometimes I hiccup and burp at the same time. Truly, the human body is a horror of eldritch proportions and a miracle. It's beautiful and terrible at once. Could you fuck off? God, I hate those dolphins. They're not at all fun like real dolphins. Yeah, I really fucked myself here by situating my base down in a ravine that just fundamentally does not have a lot of space available. I really just needed a better seed for the world. I'm contemplating just quitting now and just starting over fresh. There's nothing fresh about starting over, kids. That's giving up. And only drug dealers give up. Be a winner, don't do drugs. Actually, drug dealers don't give up. They're incredibly persistent. Addiction and money will do that to you. Could you not? Could you please go somewhere else and do this? That is so dangerous. I fucking hate them so much. I can just say that I hate them and I don't lose my job. That's cool. If I had a conventional job that paid living wages. Although conventional jobs often don't pay living wages, so I don't know how to reformulate that statement for accuracy. There we go, and I'm almost out of dirt as well. I don't know if I'm actually going to have enough dirt. I think I will. I think I'll have enough dirt. Thank goodness for virtual reality, where I can spend hundreds of dollars to shovel dirt. No! What did I tell you? And I keep on having to eat, too. It's exactly the opposite of real life, where I expend so few calories that I basically don't have to eat anything. Who are these guys who still think that it's cool to rip around residential neighborhoods with a loud-ass engine? Nobody thinks you're cool. They just think you're a fucking asshole. I'm really glad I didn't attempt to build a larger dome size, although I really wonder if this is even going to be worth it when it takes all this fucking space just to grow one lousy tree. I mean, not to disrespect the tree or anything, but this is a lot of investment just to be able to grow a single tree. Maybe I'll try to grow more than one. I don't know for sure if that's all there's space to do. The thing is, they don't grow quickly, so you can't really test out different designs in a hurry. Okay, that's not too close. That's acceptable. Then I'll pretty up the area with sand. Try to make it look less like a fucking slag heap. Oops, oops, oops. Get carried away. Oh, that only took 3 hearts. Okay, whatever. My disregard for my health continues, in the game as it does outside of it. I can't really do anything about that. So much for using the sand to smelt into glass. I'm going to go to shore for that, I think. I need more food. It's funny how just this little tiny cramped ass area can be enough. With the single caveat that you just have the bare necessities down here. I don't have enough to eat. I'm going to have to go scare up some kelp. These should be enough for now. Go fuck up one of these fucking kelp trees. One of the ones further away from me that I don't care about how it looks. Wow, it's a long way to the surface. I can't even get all the way there without drowning a little bit. That's impressive to a certain kind of person. There's more and more and more of it. Yes. See, also this makes you have to go to the surface in order to harvest stuff that floats up here. Another argument against the uniform buoyancy. Don't drown, don't drown, don't drown, don't drown, don't drown. There should be a sequel to Don't Starve called Don't Drown, where it's underwater survival, but then it would just be an isometric Subnautica. I guess it makes sense for leaves to float. I'm okay with that. I'm at peace. Satan, take me now. It feels cozy being this far from the surface. May as well be in space or something. For how difficult it is to get down here and then return. Alright, let's see. This will make a decent amount of food. Depending on what you consider a decent amount of food. I actually didn't need to do any of that, turns out. I had kelp already. Whatever. Whatever. Go. And then I need... Oh, I don't have any more coal. I can fix that. I'm almost over time, though. Did I complete the structure? I almost completed the structure. Still need to build the legs. Because I need realism. I need it. Don't question it. Even if you can't see it from the inside, I'll know. I'll know the legs aren't there and it'll bother me. And that's my watch buzzing, telling me to go do more productive things with my time. Can you imagine dudes who worked in the coal mines in like the 1930s being told that playing video games is a job in the future? Makes me think that maybe even if we don't get basic income, that having a job in like 50 years will be even won't be so bad. Like whatever jobs there are by that point will be as much of a cakewalk as I won't say streaming is a cakewalk. It's a job, but it's not the same as fucking working at a cannery all day or something. I can't bring myself to oppose automation though either, because if you have a job, if you worked at a cannery and you saw a robot could do your job better than you could, where would you get off like saying I want that robot destroyed because my only marketable skill is something that a machine can do? I guess you wouldn't have any shame about it because you'd just be trying to survive. Okay. And I need glass, but I'm going to put that off until the next episode. So click like and subscribe, ring that bell, and stay tuned for next time where we hopefully complete the glass part of the dome and then purge it so it's full of air and start growing some trees down here. Yeah, buddy!